Finally. OMG. Finally. My camera was not cooperating, guys. I'm sorry. Welcome. Yes, the host is 3 minutes late. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't get anything to work. It's been a Monday. It's been a Monday today. So we understand that I send those recordings out normally over the weekend, so you can spend the weekend if you haven't been able to be out to us live. And I know that's difficult sometimes, and don't you feel bad about not being able to be on here live. Life is busy. That's why we do this business, so we can work it around our lives and not so you feel like you got to show up at everything live. I love to see your faces. I'm not going to lie. I love to see it when you show up. But I know that things happen, so you do what's good for you. But watching those replays and hearing what we're sharing here can be a really good, rewarding thing for you. You might pick up a little tidbit of something that you can put in your business that may help you in your everyday life, is what we're hoping. Okay, so last week, man, we had a crap load of representatives on last week. It was like amazing. We had like 23 people on, not to mention the 10 people who've already listened to the replay today, which is really, really good. So yeah, you're wanting something. And last week we picked Melody's name, and let me see here. And I have to tell you, Nancy, I know I can't see your pretty face, okay? But Nancy, you are the winner of the Business Booster Bundle. So I'm going to be sending that out to you, girl. I know you're not too far from me, so it won't take too long. Yeah.
Good for me.
Got it.
Thank you, Miss Molly.
But I'm going to show everybody else, okay? You see all this stuff?
God.
Yeah, girl, that's what you're getting, okay?
Nice.
You getting it? I mean, everybody says, oh, what's in it? So I said, I got to make a basket of this stuff. So we talked about this briefly, callback notes, which you can put into your customers' brochures when you're handing it to them, and it tells them exactly what they need from you. Here is the cover with the pen, with the little order form and all that's in here, that you can carry this with you. You can put it by your phone. Hey, and all the stuff I'm showing you, this can be bought in the business tools section too. And then we also have you're going to get a bunch of, where are they at? Samples. We have, Skin So Soft samples, skincare samples, and we have perfume samples coming to you.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a packet of the recruiting flyers, and I didn't open these last time, but I got to tell you, these recruiting flyers that Avon's made up for us. Now look, I'm going to show you a recruiting flyer tonight that I make up. It's just something for the books. But these recruiting flyers that they give us here, and I think a 5-pack is like $1, I think. So it's not expensive. But these are great because on the other side here, you can mail them. Let's say that you talk to somebody at an event, you talk to somebody in the grocery store, you heard somebody say that they really needed some extra money, and you're like, you know what, I've talked to them a little bit, but you get their address and you can mail this. This is a trifold. It talks about the opportunity. It talks about our causes. It talks about the kits. It tells them all about the kits, what they're getting in there. There's a place for you to put in how they can sign up with you so that they have the right information. So this is a good deal here. And do I send these to everybody? I don't. But when I have somebody who's on the edge, or I'm figuring, let me share something with somebody, because that's the key here. It's not how many people can we get signed up. It's who can we share with who has a need, and how can Avon help them. The other ones that they used to have, I wasn't real impressed with. But I got to tell you something. These are great. Boss Life has its perks. Getting started is easy. 24/7 support. Life-changing opportunity. So this is wonderful. So if you happen to be drawn in one of these, you're going to get a pack of these, which is good. You're also going to get a couple of the brochure covers, which when in use look like this. I love these. What do I do with these? All my current brochures are in here. So like I have the last 6 brochures, because when I have a bunch of brochures that I have gathered up and I'm going to use them for maybe a neighborhood toss or something, if somebody calls me from one of these older brochures, I want to be able to look back at what they're looking at. So if I have older brochures, I keep one of these. But this keeps them nice, which is cool. They can't get all bent up. And I had a problem when I was new. If I had a brochure in my hand, it got given out. And then they call me and go, what color is this really on page 25? And I'd go, oh, let me get my brochure. And then I realized I gave it away. I never kept one for me. Number 1 rule, always keep the brochure for you, the number 1 brochure. So this told me this is my brochure. I can't let this out of my little sticky fingers here. So you're going to get a couple of those. Oh, I forgot, Nancy, you're getting lipstick samples too. They finally got these back in. So you're going to get the lipstick bullets. They're going to come.
Good.
I'm so excited to see them come. I'm also going to send out an Aspira knowledgeable flyer. I love this. This talks about every product in the Aspira line. It talks about what it'll do for you. It's really educational, but it is really layman terms, and that's what I like. It's like, I want you to get to the nitty gritty. Don't tell me about the 16 letter product that's in this. I just want to know what to do. Is it supposed to give me energy? Is it supposed to make my skin better? Is it supposed to help me lose weight? What's it supposed to do? This is a really, really, really great brochure that they have put out here just on the Aspira line. So I'm going to send one of those so you can educate yourself. You're also going to get a package of the clear literature bags, which of course are for the brochures. And somebody asked me by email, Molly, can you show me how you are doing those brochures, how you pack them to look like they're like sucked in, because they're not sucked in. I don't do that. But when I go to toss a brochure, I said, yeah, I can do this. So here's what one of these bad boys look like. And these are good no matter what you do. You see the hole, you can hang it on the doorknob. Love this. You can put a whole bunch in your hand at once. But when I put these together and I put a recruiting flyer, and let me grab one of the recruiting flyers here. What did I do with the recruiting flyer? Come here, recruiting flyer. Oh, there you are. Oh, no, that's not the recruiting flyer. What did I do with it? Oh, and Nancy, you're also going to get a whole bunch of brochures. You're going to get 13. You're going to get a few more, 12. So you're getting a whole bunch of great stuff in this packet. So hopefully it's going to help you, help that business rise. Doesn't do you no good when you get the package and you just let it sit in your house. Let me put that out there right now. If you're going to leave it in the package, you're going to put it somewhere, just tell me you don't want it. If you happen to win this and you're like, you know what, I don't need that stuff from Molly. Why is she sending it? Just tell me. I got reps who are foaming at the bit saying,
I want it. I want it.
I know you do. I know you've been looking to win. I know you do. So, so this is, okay, so here's a recruiting flyer. Hold on. Here's one. I knew I had taken these. We're going to talk about these tonight. That's why I've got them put away here. So here's one. So I take one of my little recruiting flyers here, and I put them in the book like this. So it's on the outside. This is 7 reasons why you may want to be an Avon representative and join my team. And I hold the book like this, and I'm going to put this in sideways like this. And yeah, it is definitely a tighter fit, but when I'm tossing a brochure, I don't want it to come out of the bag. So what happens is I've got it in the bag like this. I'm going to take these. I'm going to fold these down 3 or 4 times, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tuck this inside the brochure. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when I get done, because it's just so easy. Now look at that bad boy. Look at that. Ain't nothing coming out of it. The inside is in between here, all pressed together. So when I go out on my midnight tosses and say, you know what, it's time to clear the neighborhood, let everybody know there's an Avon representative around. I take these. I don't worry about them falling out of the bags. So one-on-one, bag in the books. Or you can do it the other way, just slip them in there and be like me, and half the night I'm like going, oh my gosh, it came out of the bag, and I'm chasing it in the driveway, afraid somebody's going to shoot me or something. So, but yeah, don't do that. Just do it right the first time. Okay, so I'm looking at everybody who's on here. I don't want to go over stuff that you already know. When we have a newbie on here, I try to go over that Kickstart flyer, but be very aware of your Kickstart. Everybody got your Kickstart flyer in there. So if you're still under the Kickstart, make sure that you know what campaign that you're in, which is your LOA, your length of association, so you know what your sales goal is in order to maintain your 40% on everything, because nobody gets that except newbies, or at least the opportunity to get that. So check that out. All right, let's see here. So we talked about that. Okay, we're going to talk tonight. It seemed like when everybody was sending their homework, and again, it's the same thing, guys. Everybody's homework, if you want to be in any drawing that I have, you've got to send me an email. Don't do it now, because if there's 3 more questions, if you answer it 3 different times, I'm going to take you out of the drawing. You wait till the end. You wait till the end, and then you send it to me. Thank you very much. Wait till the end. Hey, all the people who watch the replay, that's how I get them. See, they think they could just say, oh, Molly, I was on the call. But then I offer y'all something halfway through, and if they don't ask for it, I know they didn't watch it all the way through. So see, mama ain't stupid. I raised 2 boys. I know how to figure out who does what. Eyes in the back of the head, that type of thing. Yes. So Molly7720@gmail.com. As much email as you get from me, you should absolutely know it by now. Oh, I forgot. Sharon. I don't know if Sharon is still on or not. If she's not, she'll know. I also had a couple of other gifts because I was feeling lucky. There is a notebook set here. I picked a leader for this. Sharon, you were the winner. I know you're probably not on here. I saw she's probably going in her house right now. She's always on her way home from working, I believe. But Sharon, you got the notebook set, which is excellent. And Kimmery, girl, you got the bag. You got the money bag, the Avon money bag, baby. You got it. So that's coming to you. So yes, very good. Yes, I like that. So I love giving stuff away. I found more stuff. I was in the chest again the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have so much stuff to give away between now and the 4th quarter. So a few of you said, Molly, oh, Sharon is on. I knew. Yes, Sharon, you will love that. I don't know if you got this notebook set when we were doing the whole blab thing last year, but I got to tell you, this is a nice set. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about what are you doing with this whole business thing. What are you doing and how are you working this into your life? How are you trying to get more customers? Because, hey, in the end, we can talk about a lot of things, but seriously, this is about building a customer base. This is about sharing what you do and trying to share every way you can. Look, everybody starts with their inner circle. Here you are. You start with your family, you start with your friends, then you venture out, you got people at work, and you're hitting those, and then maybe your kids are in school, so maybe you're seeing some of the moms, and you're giving them to those. But what are you doing once you get past that? Molly, I have done it with everybody who's there, Molly. Everybody that I know, I've given it. I've had 3 people order, and the only thing that I can say at this point is I have no more customers. Well, you're going to have to do a lot better than family and friends, because can I be honest? I have very little family 14 years later who orders from me. 14 years later, yeah. It is, I would love to tell you that they're going to be your biggest supporters. I'm here to tell you over 50% of the time that's not true. It's not. Here she comes with that Avon thing again. Always trying to give me a brochure. You know, I just don't know how to tell her no. Well, personally, I wish they would tell me no, because I wouldn't waste a brochure on them. That's what I said, tell me, because I want people who love the product. And I'm telling you, there are plenty of people who do. But what happens is the first couple of campaigns, or maybe somewhere in the first 6 months, you're like, look, I can't find the customers. They're not out there. No, you're probably doing a couple of things. You're not venturing out of your comfort zone, out of your circle. You're probably not talking to people outside of who you know. And if you are, you're probably not getting their information so you can follow up with them. Or maybe you're scared to follow up because you're like, I don't want to bug them. I don't want to be, look, they going to talk about you anyways, okay? It don't matter. They going to talk about you anyways. And if they're talking about us, then they're leaving someone else alone. But at least they might see that dress. They might see that new eyeliner. They might see that mascara. They might see that skincare. Oh, I didn't know they had something for puffy eyes. Yeah, we do. They might see something. And it doesn't, you got to quit worrying about, as a business owner, your own feelings in this, okay? And I'm not going to lie to you. It's the hardest thing in the world to get over, because I swear my first 3 years in business, I was always like, what's wrong with people? Nobody wants to buy from me. And, and then they say they do. And why do they take a book if they don't really want to order from me? I just don't understand it. And what I realized is, if I'm doing my part, and they're not ordering, if I'm doing my part and they don't want anything, if I'm doing the follow-up, I need to use one word, and it's the best word in Avon: next. That's the best word in Avon: next. Quit trying to get the same 3 people that said they were going to buy from you to buy from you. It's okay. And if they still want a brochure, you can give them a brochure, but you have got to talk to people outside your circle once you've really, really explored that warm or hot market. And look, I've got some people in my life who they absolutely buy from me almost every campaign, and they were friends, and I mail them brochures, and they order from me online. And I think that's great. But I also have a lot of people who say, oh, good, cheerleader clap, cheerleader crap, it's all good, cheerleader, bless your heart. I'm just so, you're doing that Avon thing, that just, good job, and you just want to pop them. I know what you want to do, because they are absolutely trying to intimidate you into not doing what you're doing, because you know what, something could happen and you could be successful at this, and then what are they going to say? Then who are they going to talk about? See, I've lived that for 14 years, and I'm like, what do y'all think? Do you think I'm hooking on the street corners at night? How do you think I'm paying my bills? Just want to know. I mean, you're all like, I don't get it, this Avon thing. What don't you get? What I'm telling you is paying my bills and then some. How do you think that I'm going on these trips? What, do you just think they're pulling my name out of a hat and deciding to send me? No, we work hard at this, but I'm telling you, let go of these people who say they're going to, and then they don't. Let's see, Melody offered the lady a brochure today, and she goes, oh, no, it's not Mary Kay. I said proudly, no, it's Avon. Good girl. And we sell more than Mary Kay. Take a look at the brochure. Very good. Melody didn't get offended. Listen to this. Offer the lady a brochure. She goes, oh, no, it's not Mary Kay. No, it's Avon. And we sell so much more than Mary Kay. Take a look at the brochure. That's such a great attitude, because when somebody says to me, oh, I don't do Avon or I don't do makeup, I say, oh my gosh, when's the last time that you saw a brochure? And they're like, what? And I'm like, did you know that we carry like clothes and like home decorations, and like we are like the Sears wish book at Christmas time, but times 10 on steroids? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, your earrings are Avon? And I'm like, yeah, it's all I wear. Yeah, absolutely. And they're like, you got to be kidding me. And I'm like, no. What did I just say? I'm wearing the products. I'm showing it. People ask. And so don't be offended when they're like, oh, it's okay if they use Mary Kay makeup. Let them. Because when you give them those few samples after they buy that pair of shoes, that purse, those earrings from you, they're going to be like, oh my gosh. And when you say something like, look, I put a couple of samples in the bag, I'm really looking for feedback on this product, because I'm kind of new at this. So can I get back with you in the next 3 or 4 days, and could you tell me what you thought of this product, what you liked, what you didn't like. No, hey, you got to be prepared. They're not going to like everything that we show them. But whether it's a lipstick sample, whether it's a foundation, whether it is, and a lot of times, skincare is my biggest thing. I love to get the skincare in their hands. And especially with Avon doing things like the vitamin C and the little containers where I can get them and they can get more than one single use out of it. They can probably use it for a week. And really see if they like it. And when I say I really want your feedback, good or bad, now I want to tell you, this is what you look for with this product. We have to be educated. I mean, I don't know how many of you are taking the training from Avon U, or you haven't, or just getting online and looking at the products and educating yourself. For me, there's just looking at the brochure. Okay, it says this product is for this. And I know if somebody says, well, I have dark circles, if somebody says, well, I'm starting to develop lines around my eyes, or somebody who says, I'm just noticing some drooping in the eyelids, or somebody who says, I'm kind of starting to sag, and do you all have anything for that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, we do. You can't help people if you don't talk to them. You can't help people if you don't know the product. There's so many different things that can hinder you. And no, guys, it doesn't matter if you're a month in, a week in, 2 days in, whatever it may be. The point is, you've just got to learn it a little at a time. And it is absolutely okay for you to say, you know what, I don't have the answer to that, but let me find it. Let me find out what the answer is, and I'm going to get right back to you. But then do what you say that you're going to do. When I think almost everybody here, pretty sure just about everybody here, probably got a welcome packet from me and a welcome email packet from me. And there's a lot of good stuff in that. I know you're looking at it, you might feel a little overwhelmed, but you know that customer list thing that I sent you? You should be writing down these people who could be your customer, and you should be getting their information, whether it be their name or their email or their phone number is the best thing. It's absolutely the best thing in the world, because then you can text them. And when you tell somebody, hey, I'd love to be able to text you before my order goes in and check with you and see what I can get you. Truth of the matter is, you got to do it. You got to follow up. Somebody's phone is in, or the video. Can everybody check their audio and make sure that you're muted? Because this is recording, so I want to make sure that we. Okay, whatever it is, it's gone now. That's great. Thank you. There's a little bit of scratching. We want to make sure that that you are getting what you need and giving them what they need. The worst scenario in the world is for somebody to tell me they're going to call me in 48 hours and they don't do it. You tell me you're going to do something and you don't follow through. Why are you doing that? We have to mean what we say and say what we mean in this business, because I got to tell you, in the 14 years I've been in this company, there's been a lot of really bad Avon representatives, and I have heard the stories. I've heard the stories. Somebody will call me and say, well, I hope you're much better than the last representative I had. And I'm like, oh, Lord. And I'm like, I am so sorry if you've had a bad experience. But I will tell you that I am very faithful to my customers, and you will hear from me before my order goes in. I will remind you. And if there's ever something I'm doing that you don't like, I just need you to communicate that to me. And I will make sure that I don't do that with you. And I make a note and I don't do that. I've got some people, a lot of you have heard me talk about the Shuffle app that I use. I use it with you all. I pretty much introduced myself to many of you by sending you the app that said, welcome to our team, that had the communication with the Facebook groups and how to reach out to me and what to expect from me. And I use that with my customers too. I make up a shuffle card every campaign. The one has the bug guard on it right now, and say, hey, my order is going in Monday. Contact me or shop my e-store while campaign 12 is still open. They know what to expect. But I've got one lady, because I send it out at like 9 in the morning, who says, Molly, I'm not up till 10:30. Could you kind of take me off that app thing that you're sending me? And I said, no problem, Donna. I can take you off of that. I said, my apologies. I said, I just got to do it first thing in the morning or I forget. And she goes, well, don't worry. You know, when I want something, I will call you. And I said, well, hey, Donna, I said, is it okay if I send it to you after 12? And she said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. And I thought, you know what? She's one of my biggest orderers. So what I did is I shifted everybody to 12 instead of 9, because I don't want to lose that $50, $60 order every other campaign from her. But she liked the reminders, but normally I was calling her. So, you know, whether you're using an app like Shuffle, whether you're just texting your customers, some of my customers prefer email, so they get an email from me. Social media is huge. Sometimes I'll just put a call out, hey, all my customers who are following me on Facebook or Instagram, my order goes in tomorrow. If there's anything I can get you, let me know. If you're in any of the groups, Team Onward, no matter what, there are so many files, so many things that people share in there that they're like, yeah, take this, use this, and they're generic. And you can take these little things and you can send them. You can save the pictures to your phone. You can send them in an email. You can use them on social media yourself. But the one thing that we lack in this business a lot of times is consistency. And I think that the reason that people worry about that mostly is because you think you're supposed to get a hit right away. You think that, oh, you know what, I put it out there and I've put out 50 brochures, so how come I don't have 30 orders? I'd love to tell you it works that way, but I've put out 1,000 brochures in a night. Lee and I have 2 neighborhoods, had 600 homes each in it. We were out there for 5 hours, man. My arm hurt so bad when I got done tossing all those driveways, because, you know, Lee's legally blind. So, like, he keeps them in the situation right there so they don't fall. But I'm driving and tossing, right? So I am a pro, I'll have you know. I'm wheeling that car at 1 o'clock in the morning. But I have to tell you, sometimes I've only had 100 brochures and I have gotten 4 bites. And other times I've thrown 1,000 and I've gotten nothing then. Nothing then. But what's really amazing about leaving brochures places, or thinking that you left them at houses. I go to townhouses where they don't have driveways, and I hang them on the door with my information, with the recruiting flyer on it. And sometimes I'll have people who call me and I'll say, how did you hear about me? And they'll say, well, you left a brochure on my door. And I'm thinking, no, I haven't done that in like a few months. And I'm like, where do you live? And they'll tell me, and I'll go, how long have you been holding that brochure? What is the campaign number? I remember one lady just 2 months ago, it was from campaign 24. It was a Christmas brochure. And she just called me a month, and I'm like, hey, I'm glad you found the book again. She said it was underneath something. I really meant to call you. And she did. And I said, well, a lot of those products aren't available. I want to make sure you get a current brochure with the current sale prices. Let me have your address so I can get that to you within the next day or so. And I do. So this business is a lot of planting seeds. Planting seeds, some seeds that we know they're being, they know that they're being watered. Because what happens is they lift the newspaper up and they go, oh, wow, Avon, you know, I meant to email her. I meant to, and sometimes we get the person's information and we're watering them because we're calling them or we're texting them and saying, what can I get you from here? And you're probably saying to yourself, I'm not going to hear from her. I am. And then all of a sudden they come through with an order. All of a sudden. And when you get those, I want you to think about the customer or 2 that you have, or the 3 to 5 that you have. And don't forget to give them an extra brochure. And I always say something like this: I so appreciate your business. I bet that you know people who love Avon as much as you do. I'd love to give you an extra brochure or 2 for you to share with somebody you know, And when they go to order, tell them to mention your name. And when they do, I will make sure that I give you a percentage off your order. I want to make sure you get a free gift, whatever it is that you want to do. For me, I normally say, Kimmery, go ahead, baby. What's your question? No? You didn't mean to raise your hand? You didn't mean to raise your hand. You just did. Look at her laughing at me. I know she didn't mean to. Fine, Kimmery. You don't have to be fine. I get it. It's good. I used to do that on the Zoom calls too. It's all good. You want to ask them to share, because when you say to them, have you ever thought about being honest with your customers? When I say, man, I'm really trying to get some customers. I really want this Avon thing to work. I love the products. I know what it is that I want to do, but I just need to find some more customers. Would you be willing to share this brochure or 2 brochures, and just tell them to mention you when they order? I have to tell you, I have so many people who they take them to work. And I have one lady, her name is Judy Redmond. Judy Redmond now gets 5 brochures from me. She's bought me 5 customers. She goes to visit her mom in the nursing home. She shares the brochures with all the wonderful nurses and aides who are taking care of her mom. They order through her. She has no want to be a representative, and that's all cool. I've been trying to talk her into it for years. But she will call me with their orders. She delivers the orders. She collects the money for me. And she delivers the books, and then I give her 10% off. I give her 10%. I give her what I call Avon dollars. Some of you have the Avon dollars because you've asked. Here's the other thing you can ask me in the email. We're going to talk about Avon dollars right now. And Avon dollars look like, hold on, I'm going to show you. My Avon dollars, they look like this. Yeah, I put them on green paper, but it's black ink. And this says, presented to, and I write their name. It says this certificate entitles the bearer to a dollar amount off any purchase. Now, Judy, the first time she bought me an order, she bought me an order for $35, and she bought me an order for $40. So that's $75 she bought me, not including her own order. So I give Judy 10% of whatever they order before taxes, before the handling fee. So 40, 35. So what did I just give her? I gave her $7.50 in Avon dollars and told her that she could apply that to her next order with me. Now, here's the best part. You're like, Molly, I can't keep up with that. You don't have to, because underneath I write, it's your responsibility to present the certificate at time of payment for order. There will be no record keeping on my part of this certificate. See, I just released myself. I just did. But I tell her, use this just like cash. No, they can't use this on your online store. This is all my personal people that I deal with. But I have to tell you something. When they know they're getting something back and they're an Avon lover, I have no problem. She's a new customer. I'm making 45% off of anything she buys from Anew. I will give her 10% off somebody else's order, give her 10% back all day long. And by the way, she started with 2 people that she bought me. Now she's up to 5 people. One of her people have actually become a representative but moved to another state, because when I gave her the brochures, guess what? I had a recruiting flyer. The third thing that you can say, remember, the first thing is, hey, Molly, I was on the call either live or on replay. For anybody else watching this on YouTube, this is for my team. If you want any of these files, feel free to go to my Onward No Matter What group. I don't personalize for anybody but my team. I'm sorry. I'm just that way. You know, I'm selfish like that. This is 7 reasons why you need to join Avon, and it gives great reasons, like your credit cards are maxed out, you're tired of never having enough money, the electric bill is late, the car needs work, you need a vacation, and you hate that job, and by the way, kids are expensive. I personalize these for my team. They come forward to a page. You can put them in white. I sometimes put them in different colors. I put these in every brochure. And by the way, I probably had been servicing Judy and her people for 2 years before that lady signed up. But you know, every brochure she got had a recruiting flyer on it. And when our kids went to 25, 50, and 100, she signed up. She was such a fan of the Anu products. She got the $100 kit because she wanted all of the Anu, and she knew that there was over $300 worth of products in it. I don't run into it all the time, but boy, am I glad it was me she chose and not somebody else, because she got my brochure. I am not just a fan. With my leaders, they will tell you I am obstinate. You tell me you're in leadership, you tell me you want to grow a team, you need a recruiting flyer on every brochure. Now, I love Avon stuff, but that's expensive. This is 4 to a page, and I personalize them for you. If you send me your e-store address, the phone number you went on it, your email, then I will personalize one and I will send it back to you. And that way everybody will know how to sign up with you. I put one on every book. I'm not telling you have to, but when you wonder how I got 800 members on my team, just telling you what I do, I figure it might help somebody out there. And even though I was into the selling part big time in the beginning, I got to tell you, I told you, you start out, this is the leg. The sales leg is the one that you build first, man. You build that. You build a customer clientele. You're going at it. And this leg over here, it's kind of wagging in the wind. It's kind of weak. It's the leadership leg. You know, the whole team thing. You're not sure what you're doing. And somewhere in between, I started walking even. But now, my leadership leg is much stronger than my sales. And you know what's great about that? 14 years ago, I sold $40,000 worth of Avon myself, had no problem with it, just kept tossing the books, kept leaving them everywhere I went. I never got any less than 120 brochures a campaign, never. That was my first investment before anything from the What's New. I got brochures. And was I able to put 120 out all the time? No, but when they gathered, even if they were expired, I knew I was going to go throw books in driveways in a neighborhood. I was going to get all those old brochures ready, put my information on them with a recruiting flyer, and go in and cover a neighborhood. That's what I did. It is a sin, an Avon sin, to throw a brochure away. Don't throw brochures away. You better take them bad boys. Hey, I know. Hey, by the way, for all the brochures you're getting that have dates on them right now, automatically, Avon's taking them off as of campaign 18. There was a lot of hollering about that. Corporate forgot that we can back order 2 campaigns. And I don't know what they was thinking. They was having a brain cramp or something. I've been covering them up with my label because I don't like the date on the brochure. But word of advice, any brochure that you just leave somewhere, you leave with somebody, you're hanging on the door, don't put a date on it. Tell you why. You put a date on it, if they pick it up and they look at the back and it's 3 or 4 days after that date, what happens is they go, oh my gosh, this book's expired. I can't, you know what, I'm not going to be, and they'll throw it away. But if you just have your information on the back with no date, the lady who called me from campaign 24 last year, there was no date on it. Of course there wasn't. So she just figured, well, there's makeup in here I wanted, and she ordered the makeup. And I found her actually better prices on the makeup currently than what were in the campaign 24 book. So she was thrilled. But if you're just going to, I always date my customer books. My customer books that people get through campaign mailer, or if I'm putting a book in their bag with their order, I let them know, and it's not this book expires, it says next orders due, and I give them the next 2 dates that my orders are due. So they know if you're going to give your order to me, I need them by one of these 2 dates for this book. That's what I need. But when I just put books out, when I go to the hairdresser, when I was taking my son's places to the football games, when I went to the doctors, when I went to the dentist, when I have customer appreciation day, where I take books and samples and pick 3 or 4 offices to go in an office building, and I go in and say, hi, how you doing? My name's Molly. I'm with Avon, and today is Avon Customer Appreciation Day. So do you have a current Avon brochure, Avon representative that comes by? Oh, no, ma'am, I don't. Great. I'm going to leave a couple of brochures here. I've got a couple of packets of samples for you, and I would love to be able to check back with you. Your name's Jennifer? Yes, ma'am, my name's Jennifer. Love to check back with you in a couple days to see if there's anything from the brochures that I can get you. Next thing you know, 2 people are coming out of the back office. Oh my gosh, what did she give you? Oh, would you like some samples also? Absolutely, you'd like some samples also. And before you know it, 5 new people in one office have samples and brochures. But Jennifer, who sits at the desk, she's my key person. Jennifer, is this the number to the office? Oh, yes, ma'am, it is. Jennifer, I'm going to call you very briefly in a couple days. If there's anything that you all want, you let me know. If you'll take the orders, Jennifer, I will make sure that you get something very special for doing that. I am 3 minutes in that office, and I am out onto, I'm not selling them anything. I'm not taking product in there. I'm not soliciting. I don't want orders then. I am appreciating Avon customers or potential Avon customers. And I know a lot of you, I see you, you shaking, you like deer in the headlights, and you like, you crazy, Molly, why are you going in? You talk about just going into offices doing that. Well, the first time I did that, my kid was sick with 103 fever, and I had some little sample bags and some brochures. And I used to just take them and leave a couple on the desk. And when I went in there and I talked to the nurses, what's really great is they all loved Avon, but I had never talked to them about it before. I had been taking my son there for 4.5 years. And although I had my Avon shirt on and everything else, I had never presented to them. I didn't want them to roll their eyes. I didn't want them to go, oh no, Avon. I made the judgment call. They didn't make it. I made it. And that's what we do. We just assume people are not interested. And they are very interested. We've just got to get the information in their hands. That's one of the number one things. You can't do that if you don't have the brochures in your hands. You should always be prepared. Avon should be something like brushing your teeth. Before I go out, the first thing I do is look inside my purse and go, yeah, I've got 3 brochures in there. Yeah, I do. And for a backup, in case I give those away, I have 10 more in the back of the car that I am ready at any point if somebody asks. Every time I go through a drive-in window, I go, hey, my friend, I would love to leave you something. I said, here's the newest Avon brochure, and there's a couple of samples in there for you. Brief story on this. I have had and Melody will know where this is at. Nancy probably will too. There is a McDonald's down in Charlotte Hall. And I have been frequenting that every delivery day for I've been down here for 4.5 years. For about last 4 years, when we're on delivery day, Lee has got to have himself a hash brown and a sausage burrito, right? So every time I go through that line, the ladies are there, and I've got one for one window, one for the next window. I have to tell you, for 4.5 years, and they take them willingly. They love the samples. It's all good, no problem. Can I tell you that last week, I got a text on my phone that said, hi, Molly, this is Miss Denise. I work at the McDonald's in Charlotte Hall, and Miss Naomi just gave me your brochure, and I work here Monday, Tuesday, obviously not Wednesday when I show up there, right? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 2 to 10, and could I order this? She's got a $47 order. Now listen, I could have quit. I could have said, these ladies at McDonald's don't like Avon. They keep taking my samples. They keep taking my brochures. What are they doing? Tossing them? But they were always so nice. And I did. And now, Miss Denise, I'm delivering her order on Wednesday. I got to tell you, I was never so excited to be able to share a story that says persistence. I've never been pushy. When they've asked for brochures, I've never said, no, y'all never order. And I got to tell you, I get it. Sometimes you want to say things like that. You want to, oh, are you kidding? You've never even ordered from me. But the point is, there's going to come that time. They do. Consistency, persistence, and knowing that you're always prepared with brochures. And I've got to be completely honest with you. In most cases, 10 brochures are not going to do it, ladies. They're not. Now, if you work somewhere I do have a lady on my team who works at the hospital. She has 3 floors that she takes 10 brochures to. She leaves 3 here, 3 here, 4 here, and she says, I will be back Friday. Y'all leave your orders and the book. She uses those callback notes that Nancy's getting ready to get, and she collects all those orders. She never has less than a $300 or $400 order because she works in one place and she delivers them all on one day just to the hospital. I think she has a couple of people, friends and all, but she just takes them to work. And I have a lot of people who do the same thing. Some of them work in doctors' offices. Some of them work in lawyers' offices. And their business is there. Now, I'm not telling you that there aren't exceptions to the rules, but I have to tell you this. If I were the girl who had gotten 10 brochures, it would have never worked, because you know what? When you get 10, if you have 10 customers and you're getting 10 brochures, somebody's not getting a brochure because one of them is supposed to be for me. That leaves me 9. Who's going to get left out this campaign? And if you do want more customers, what are you going to have to give them? Nothing, baby. I'm going to send them to my e-store, Molly. Well, that's really good. And I'm a firm believer in e-store because that information is all on the back of my brochure. Everything is there. But I have to tell you, the brochure, I swear it's like the Sears Wish book. Everybody loves Avon brochure because every 2 weeks we have a new brochure. My challenge is do more, give it 6 months with what you're doing more of, be consistent with it, follow up, and see what it produces for you. Because you're planting seeds, and I know it took 4 years for Miss Denise. She may not have been there for the first 3 years. But what I know is, if I hadn't have shared that brochure the week before last on delivery day, I wouldn't have an order right now from her. So you want to make sure that where you go, look, I have a hair place that I go up, and when I go, I take her 3 campaigns, and I will say, Miss Darlene, today you're going to put these out. On this date, you're going to put these out. And on this date, you're going to put these out for me. And Miss Darlene, look, I spend a lot of money on this Phyllis Diller do. Okay, I do. And she says, no problem, Molly. I will do that for you. And she does. And Miss Darlene alone is responsible for more than 10 customers from Bryan's Road to Charlotte Hall to Waldorf to Upper Marlboro, that people who think she's that good, that they come see her. And when they see, she says it's always the same thing, Molly. They go, oh my gosh, an Avon brochure. I haven't seen an Avon brochure in so long. And she says, oh, I got the best Avon rep around. She says, take it. Take it, and I'll let her know that you will be contacting her. And Miss Darlene does. She'll go, hey, Molly, if you hear from Diane, if you hear from, who was the last one? Opal Beavers, who had just moved here. I don't even know where she moved from, but she just moved in with her kids in this big, humongous, gazillion-dollar home that they're putting an apartment in for her. And she's a fabulous customer. She loves Avon. She loves everything about it. But because I'm consistent with doing that with my hairdresser, look, I make those stops just like everything else. They are scheduled. I have certain places that I take brochures and I leave them there all the time. And do I get customers every single time? I do not. But I am ready. When I go to the bank and that lady does the deposit, I say, hey, I'm sending you something back in the tube. Now my girls go, what happened? You ain't got an Avon brochure? You didn't give it to me. Now I got to tell you something. They haven't bought anything from me yet. But Miss Darlene made, Miss Denise made a believer out of me. Because I'm like, no, talk about practicing what you preach. Molly, you still do it. You still do it. And then sometimes if I have somebody who really likes something like the Anil facial mask, I will say, can you do me a favor? I would love to give this to you and let you try it. And will you tell me how you like it? I'm not telling you to do that for everybody. I'm talking about a good customer who loves the product, or sometimes I will say in an email or the text, I've got a product that I'm looking for somebody to promo for me, to tell me if you like it. And it's a mask. It's a peel mask. This is how my customer got it this time. If you are willing to take this and use this for the next 2 weeks and tell me what you think of it, what has it improved? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? And then I will take that and I will actually give that info to my current customers and go, my customer such and such said she loves this mask. On the page, I'll do a little ditty up about this big. She loves this because of this. If you would like to demo my next product, let me know. There's a reason why I do $37,000 in sales still at a bronze executive. It's because I take everything I learned from every other representative who shares what they do, and I try to incorporate it into my business. I mean, when I was broker than broke, I was the one that was out there doing the community yard sales, and I was getting that $10 table, and I had a little basket worth of products there, and people would fill out their information and they would give it to me, and 3 little questions. Do you have an Avon rep? Yes or no? Would you like to get a brochure every campaign? Yes or no? Are you interested in learning how to earn extra money? Yes or no? And yes, I have that file too. If you're interested in that file because you'd like to try this for an event, you can ask me for that file too. Now, this is not going out to you. Look, I do this every Monday night, and then I have Zooms all during the week with so many of you who want that one-on-one, and I gladly do it. But somewhere in all of this, you got to tell me what you want and what you need and what you're willing to do, because I will personalize for you. I will send it to you. I will do these trainings all day long, but you got to let me know what's working for you, what is not working for you, what do you want to hear about. And when I offer these files and stuff, all you got to do is say, hey, Molly, I would like that. I would like that. Could you send that to me? Events are, look, people think about events and they think, I've done a whole lot of fairs, county fairs and stuff through the years when I was really, really big into my sales. And they were great, but they were very expensive, $300 and $400. There are a lot of events that are not expensive. And I love the ones where everybody shows up, like community yard sales, where anybody can get up and like this time of the year where the bug spray is, I'll take whatever cans of the bug spray and stuff that I have, a couple of things of Skin So Soft, I'll take some hand lotions, a couple of lip balms, and I will sell the crap out of that. I will right there at the table. And when I run out of it, I have got names and numbers and addresses coming out my ears because they want that little basket. Oh, you want free bug spray? Well, you got to fill this page out here and you might be the winner, and then I'll deliver it to you. I spent every Saturday for 2 years, sometimes Sundays, at church events, at community yard sales. First off, I'm very honest. You know me, because I couldn't afford anything else. I couldn't do the big events. That was where I was. But you know what I found out? There were a lot of people like me, and they all showed up at these kind of events, and that's where I built a lot of my customer base at. Don't ever think you can't. If you say you can't, you won't. That's the biggest killer in this business and in life. Well, I can't do that because this and this is going on with me. I can't do that. You got to quit looking for the stuff you can't do, and you got to start telling yourself what you can do. That is what makes this business thrive. End of story. You can keep showing up on the call hoping that you're going to get the free stuff, but is it about the free stuff, or is it about the fact that you got a need and you need to make some money and you're tired of life being so difficult? And are you just going to sit and moan about what's not happening, or are you going to go out and make something happen? Because that's just the truth in a nutshell. I wish I could wave a magic wand and tell you, this is going to work. This is going to be okay. You're going to be fine. But if you're still sitting on your couch not doing anything with what you got there, it's not going to go nowhere. And by the way, some people go, well, I'm not really good on social media, so this isn't going to go real good for me. Can I be honest? I didn't do social media at all until my team grew, and we were, now I have representatives in all 50 states on my team. And before that, everybody was local. So we just met for meetings and everything, because that's just how you did it back in the day. But now I do it this way. And I have to be honest with you, I was not social media back then. There was no social media. I had to get out and talk to people. I had to get out and say, yeah, I do this. And yes, I put signs on my car. And yes, I wear Avon shirts or my Avon button, or I'm wearing the earrings, or I'm doing, yes, I'm talking about it. Yes, I make my books stick out of my purse so people see them. And when I go eat at a restaurant, I put one of those brochures right there on the table. I want them to ask. And when I tip a waitress, I got to tell you something. I leave my tip sticking right out of that Avon brochure. Yes, I do. She can see that $5 bill or whatever it is, telling them I love their service and it's great, but if you need added income that you can work around what you're doing, I got a side giddy up for you that's going to work because you are in an environment you can make this work. I take every opportunity to share what I do. And no, I'm not the person who goes, oh, come on, sit down here. You need to talk to me. Let me tell you what you need. No, I don't. I don't, because I'm not that person. I'll never be that person. But what I know is I have more people who ask me because of what I present than me asking them, would you like it? And I never say, hi, would you like an Avon brochure? No, I'm not that person. I say, I'd like to share an Avon brochure with you. I'd like to share some samples with you. I'd like to share. Share is such a better word than sell. Share is, and even sharing the opportunity. Hey, I heard you talk about the fact that you know what, you said you couldn't take the kids to the movie this weekend. You know, I would love to share an opportunity with you that you would never have to say no to that again. I got a side hustle for you that, you know, is the way you love the Avon products. Let me tell you something. You can do this. And I can show you how. It's all in your presentation. But guess what? Presentation doesn't get better without practice. And if you don't think this girl here has not stumbled over her words a million times trying to talk to people, do not be fooled. Go back and check out some of my earlier YouTube videos. Thank you very much. Oh, they was raw and very unappealing, although they're still up there. So this is, let me look here. I think we got something else here. Hold on, guys. Let me look here. Oh, Melanie again. Melanie says, I went door to door this past Sunday to 90 houses. Wow, in my development. I haven't heard anything yet. Not discouraged, as I have 300 more houses left to go. She's always looking on the bright side. My main focus was to get out to my neighbors, and I'm the Avon lady. That's right. Own it. You're the Avon lady of the neighborhood. Each bag had Skin So Soft lipstick and candy in it. Yeah, I always put a little candy in it. That's a really good touch. It was addressed to the lady of the house from the Avon lady, welcoming her to my business, letting her know, enclosed as a copy of my current brochure and sample products for her to enjoy. I included her business card. Melody, keep at it. Keep at it. I'm telling you, you don't know how many times I didn't hear nothing, honey. And that's about, I could have done the Cheerios commercial. Nothing, honey. I could have done it with Avon. It will come. When you're doing that, which is really good, you're not able to gather a whole lot of information from the people. So you have all that together. My challenge to you is take 10 of those brochures a campaign that are made up like that. And I would like you, when you're out and about, to do what I call hand-to-hand combat. So if you're in the grocery store, if you're just talking to somebody and you're in line, happens to me all the time, especially if I'm in Walmart or Target or something and the line's long, and say, I know we're here waiting. I would love to. Do you have an Avon representative? And it ends up, the conversation starts. You're handing them, you're sharing them something. But in the meantime, when you say, I would love to make sure that you get an Avon brochure every campaign. Could I get your name and your address, or your name and your number? You can text me your address, because we have sales every 2 weeks. Do you know that most people don't know we have 26 campaigns a year? Do you know most people, because their Avon representatives were lucky, they didn't give them a book once a month, once every 6 weeks. Now my customers are like, I can't believe you have all these brochures. And I'm like, every 2 weeks we have a new one with a new cover. A lot of people don't know that. So my challenge is, it's hard, Not going to lie to you. It's hard because you never know what you're going to hear. But the point is, the worst thing you're going to hear is no, thank you, or no. And as soon as you get used to that, you're good. You're golden. But what I like is I always carry the notepad, or I put a little sticky, a little Post-it on that book, and I had the pen ready and said, hey, if you could put just your name and your number here, I would love to text you just as a reminder when my next order goes in. And then I'd also love to get you a brochure every campaign. And you know what? A lot of people say, I have more who say yes than say no. The point is I had to get over my fear to ask. And that's a big one. If 70% of the problem in the Avon world is people don't like talking because they're afraid they're going to hear no, just know that you're going to hear no. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to hear it a lot. And you need to say, well, one thing's for sure. I'm one more person closer to my yes. So, oh, and does anybody have people that they're mailing brochures to that are far away? They're farther away than what they can deliver them? Are you mailing the brochure, or are you using the service? Are you using campaign mailer? Everybody who's gotten the welcome packet from me should have had a business card for campaign mailer and an ink pen that has their information. Excuse me. Now all my customers get their brochures from campaign mailer. But when I first started out, everybody who lived further away than what I wanted to deliver to, they got a brochure through campaign mailer. They're a service who mails out brochures. You don't have to send the brochures to them, nothing, for a minimal fee. And you put any information you want to on the back. And on the back of those, it has all my online stuff. You want to order from me? Going to be online. Yeah. Because the people who have my number, and when you, and this is the other thing too, don't just think where you're willing to deliver to. I have books ready in my car that when Lee and I travel, whether it's to an airport, whether it's we're taking a road trip, that only have my e-store information on it. Oh, and look what I got in today. Have you guys seen these? Oh my gosh. Have you seen what Town and Country is selling? These are 10% off when you order from me online with this code. If you want the Town and Country link, you're going to ask me for that too in the email. I just got these. These bad boys are big, but it says 10% off your first order of any size when ordering from my online store. Must use promo code WELCOME10. It's a one-time use. So when we go away, or when I go to, when I go to airports, can I tell you, I just go to the bathroom, and I don't even have to go to the bathroom. I go hang them on as many doors as I can get into. I put them in between the Sky catalogs so they don't take them and throw them away. I put them in between the catalogs on the plane. And I got people from Arizona buying from me. I'm like, how'd you get my book? She's like, I was looking at the magazine on the airplane. And she says, and there the book was. And I said, okay, yeah. Or in the bathroom or in the seat. Only your online information. And these little things are really, really great. So I used to always worry, well, gosh, I'm living in St. Mary's now. If somebody calls me in Anne Arundel County, any of these other counties, I don't want to deliver up there. If all the information they have is your e-store, guess what? They think that's the only way to order from you. So either put it on your label or buy something like this. I just saw these when I was going to Town and Country, and I said, well, Lord, I'm making labels to say that stuff. I can buy this. This is kind of cheaper, and it's actually pretty because it's color. So I can send you the link if you want to look at the stickers and all, which is really, really cool. I got a bunch of these. But think past the zip codes that you don't want to deliver to. If you're going to see the mother-in-law, if you're going to see the aunt, if you're going to Disney World, if you're taking the kids to Six Flags or wherever it is that you're going, just have the books prepared that have your e-store. Remember, we make the same on our e-stores as we do in person. So you're not losing anything, where before we used to make less. We used to just make 20% on everything. Now we make the same thing as we do in person. So think preparation for, are you traveling? Are you going to be, for me, if I was going to DC, we went to the Cherry Blossom Parade for the first time ever, although I've lived here all my life. And every book that I had that I handed to people in the Starbucks that I went into, that I was sitting in the bleachers with at the parade, they all got the brochures, but they got the brochures with my e-store on it. I didn't know there people where they were coming from. I mean, they had people there, I swear, I think there was a tour bus from Japan there, because they were all sitting around us. I was like, oh my gosh, well, they can't order from me because it's not international, but they had to be staying with somebody. So my deal is, if you're just giving them what you want them to have, that's what they're going to use. So guess what? Now you're figuring out how to build your e-store sales too. So when you go visit somebody that you're like, I can never get an order to them, use just your e-store. But how are you going to do that? You got to make sure you have enough brochures to do it. Again, we're back to how many brochures are you getting? What are you doing to get your name out there? You cannot claim to be the Avon representative, the Avon lady, if you ain't ever prepared. That's ridiculous. It just is. I mean, they're going to say, oh, she's just like all those other representatives who were never ready. Another word of thought. Going to the grocery store. You know those suction cup hooks that you can put on the glass or wherever? I will keep them in the bag the right way. So instead of like this, I will take them on the hanger. And what I do is I put a little label here on the front that says, take me, I'm free. That's what it says. Take me, I'm free. Just a label, real big. Take me, I'm free. And I hang them when I know I'm going to be in the mall for a little bit, when I know I'm going to be in the grocery store more than just running in and running out. And I will hang 3 brochures on this hanger. Don't forget to take them off if nobody takes them, or you're going to be waving in the wind out there. The cops are going to be chasing you. I did that one time. That's another story. Anyways, you want to hang them on the back of your car, and I'm going to tell you something. People will take them. I want you to think about, why wouldn't they approach you? Sometimes it's because they've had such a bad experience with an Avon rep who was trying to jam it down their throat that they don't want to stop you. My car's got Avon all over it, sides, back. My tag says Avon MD. I mean, come on. They know what I'm doing. But there's no greater thrill than to put 3 or 4 brochures out there, and they willingly themselves take that brochure because it says, take me, I'm free. These are just all little things that I've just done in the course of business that, again, you say, well, Molly, I don't know if they're going to be local enough. Then just put your e-store stuff on there. If you don't want to take the chance, or rather they could be local or whatever, put your e-store. You're missing opportunities because you're narrowing who you can service. With our e-stores, we can service anyone. And think about this. We just had the $25 order, free shipping. If you know that's coming and you want to slap that on the outside on the label, you can do that. I keep the welcome 10 on all of them because it's just not going away, and it's 10% off. But I also have free shipping on any order $40 or more. That also is on my labels, because if their order is going to be $40 or more, they don't even have to pay shipping. But our shipping's not that bad if they do have to. So take this in. I'm going to put this on YouTube probably tomorrow because I have a couple more meetings tonight. And I'm going to send this out early because I want you guys to be able to go back and look at this and revisit these ideas. And if you have not been able to take one thing away from this that you can do to help grow your business over the next 3 to 6 months, I'm obviously not doing my job. And I think I am. But remember, sometimes it's not just what I tell you. It's what are you going to do with what I tell you? And you don't have to do anything. The beauty of this business is you're in business for yourself, but you're never by yourself. But what are you going to do, and what are you going to do consistently? Because if you're not going to do it consistently, your business is going to fly. It's going to be like a fly-by-night store that you go up to it and go, oh, wow, every time I walk up, that store has a close sign on it. is this store ever open? I have run across stores like that in strip malls. Like, that looks like they got some nice stuff, but I swear they're never open. If you are not ready to give somebody a catalog, if you are not leaving brochures, if you are never ready to share your business, then guess what? Your store is closed. You are not open for business if you're not giving them that information. So that's my biggest giveaway today is don't be the representative with the store that they never know when it's open. Give them the right information. Use the tools that Avon gives us. Use the knowledge that is sometimes dumped on you. Get involved in some of these other groups. Look, the Formidable Four, which is me, Teresa Paul, Lisa Scola, Lisa freaking Wilbert, who is just killing it. She'll make $1 million with Avon this year. With the new comp plan, amazing. You need to get in their Facebook groups. They've got groups just like my Onward No Matter What group that's open to all representative. This isn't just about you taking my direction. This is about you listening to other successful representatives and figuring out what you want to apply to your business. You can hear great ideas all day long, but if you're not putting them into practice, it's not going to bring forth anything. Those seeds are going to sit on that ground. They're not going to root. They're going to die. They're not being watered. We want to see, I have to believe the reason you're here on this call is because you want more customers. You want to build a business, because otherwise, why in the world are you going to sit and listen to me for an hour and 15 minutes? That's ridiculous. So remember Molly7720 at gmail.com. Town and Country, you can ask for that. Avon Dollars, you can ask for that. A personalized recruiting flyer. If you want that, and a lot of you have already done one up for, but if so, you know what I need. I need your e-store, I need your phone number, I need your email, and I can do one of those up for you. If you want to be entered into the drawing for the next one that we're going to announce next week, you got to email me and at least say, hey, Molly, I was on the training call live tonight, or if you're watching this replay, that you were on the replay so that I know. And we'll know who listened to the full call, because some people will just say, I was on the call, Molly. We know they weren't on it. We know they were not on the whole thing for sure. So we'll get that to you. So does anybody have any questions off the bat, something that I can answer right now? If not, you can put them in an email to me, whatever it is that you need. If any of you need one-on-one time with me, one-on-one Zoom, whatever it may be, look, we can do this. We can do it. But in the end, what this comes down to is my first question to you is going to be, what have you done and what are you doing? Because when I give you an hour of my time, one-on-one, I want to know what you're doing, not what you want to do. Adriana can confess to that, because I just had a one-on-one with her last week. So she knows. Hi, baby. I see you. And look, and I love doing this. I love to help figure out what you can do in your life. But there's some things that it's never going to change. You got to have brochures. You got to be sharing what you do. This is not something that's going to fall in your lap. You got to go after this bad boy. But we got the best products in the world for you to go after it with. This can work for you. It really can. But you have got to be willing to do the work in order for it to work for you. How do I deal with a customer that wants their products before they pay me? You don't ever give a customer products before they pay you, Shannon. Never. Hear the word, girl. Ever. You know how I know that? I did it one time. I was burnt for $42 when I was not making $22. And she kept saying she's going to pay me. To this day, Shannon, she has not paid me. Although that was over 12 years ago, it took me to learn that one time. Shannon, you know what you need to say to them? If you go into the grocery store and you want a gallon of milk, are you allowed to take it home and drink it before you pay for it? Think about it. It's no different. They don't want to take you seriously. They say, oh, okay, I'll get around to it. I'll pay her. And very simply, I would say, I told her I needed the money before I turned in the order. Shannon, also, you can tell them there's a new policy with Avon that representatives now have to pay for their orders before they put their orders in, because some reps don't get credit right away. Eventually, if you treat your account accordingly, in 6 months you could have credit from Avon. They may start that. I can't promise you that, so you have to deal with your business with where it is right now. If they ordered from any other direct sales company, any other store, they're not sending their products without paying for it. You can't get Tupperware without paying for it up front. You can't get Mary Kay without paying for it up front. You can't get Roden and Fields without paying for it up front. There ain't nothing out there, sister, you can get without paying for it up front. If they don't want to do that, it's not the type of customer you need, honey. That's my big, I say get out, get some more customers if that's what they want. Okay? If it's somebody you trust and you want to put the money out, look, I've done that with a family member. I've done it and said, hey, look, I'm not going to see you till this day. I'll pay for it, and then you can give me the money. But Shannon, you can't take that. You can't take that chance with people you don't know or that you're not sure you're going to get the money from. No, tell them you got to pay for that order up front. And so you need to get the money up front. And Shannon, hey, write them a receipt. Tell them you'll give them a receipt that they have paid for it. So that order book sheet you have, you could say, I'll put on here that I paid cash. You hold this when I get the product in. We'll mark this, you know, that you received the product. There's all kinds of things you can do, because what happens is sometimes people who don't know you, they don't want to give you their money unless they've got something that says they gave you money, because they don't want you to run off with their money. And let me tell you something, there have been reps out there who have done that. I have lived with customers who have had to retrust again because people have done that to them. But I always tell my reps, you know, those are two-part receipts. So if they pay you for it, write down what they're getting, what they're paying you, write paid cash, however they're doing it, and then give them that copy so they can hold it. And I always write, will be delivered by, and I give it a week after I put my order in, because your order will be in within a week. That way they have a date of when to expect it from you too. So hopefully that will help you out a little bit. Okay? We good? Shake your head, yeah? Okay, Shane, yeah, we're good? Maybe not? Not okay? Okay. Okay, well, I hope it helped. Okay, anybody else got anything? You don't have, hold on 1 second. I see you typing something. Another town, she wants a brochure, but she can't use my, she can't use your online store. Shannon, you need to find more, you need to find new customers. You got people who just want you to run all over the place for them. Again, I don't know how they think they're getting products or anything else in this world without paying for it up front. You know, she could send you a money order. She could mail something to you. The post office is cheap. I mean, she could send you a check. You can cash it. You don't have a car. That's why the e-store is great. Don't let these customers run all over you with what they want to do. Remember, you're the Avon representative. You kind of set the rules. You set the pace for your business. So my suggestion would be get out there and let people know. Just let people know what it is that you have to do. This is your business. So hopefully that'll help a little bit. I mean, I have a lot of people, not having a car isn't a good enough excuse. I'd love to say it is, but it's not, because I got representatives who are kicking tail, and they're taking, they take the bus, they take the whatever it is that they need. Matter of fact, they take orders from people on the bus. It's the craziest thing I ever seen. They meet them again and they get it done. There is always a way. I have a guy on my team who is runs the subway every single day. He's on the subway. He got more customers on the subway than he has in his own town there. So again, he said, I had to figure out how to make this work. He said, I had a need. I had money. I needed money. I had to find customers. And he did. And when he did, I got to tell you something. That man does not sell less than $200 or $300 worth of Avon every campaign, and he kicks butt in fourth quarter. $600 and $700 Thomas. He's just amazing. But it's because he said, I'm not going to stay broke. I'm going to make this work one way or another. So if the customers are looking away for you to make this work for them, you need to find new customers. That's what I would tell you. Walk away from those kind of people. That's the best I got for you right now. Okay, so everybody's going to send me an email, right? Going to do their homework. Yes, they are. Okay, that's good. Leaders who are on the call, I will see you in about half an hour. If you are interested in hearing about leadership or what we talk about, I believe I put that information in the Team Onward group. I normally do leadership meetings just with our leaders, anybody who's a promoter and above who has at least one person under them. If you are that person, you got an email on that, okay? So I will talk to you guys soon. We will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. And we will talk about something else. If you need me in the meantime, reach out, guys. Love you. Great job. Bye-bye.